happy Memorial Day to the Americans in the house. How are you? And we're talking about the exact wealth blueprint. You probably would have heard this from me sometime where I say, I talk about the wealth blueprint, and this is what we want to talk about. So you want to share the life, invite your friends over, let them come and learn how to build wealth the right way. Welcome, welcome, each and every one of us right here. Perfect, perfect. And we're talking about the exact blueprint right here, right now. Awesome. Great, great, great. So, and share out the live, tap out the live, and make sure you are, let's get this. Awesome. Perfect. Happy Monday to every one of us. Happy Memorial Day to all to the Americans and all the fallen heroes. But it is a beautiful day. And today we are going to be talking about the exact wealth blueprint. If I had to start all over again in 2026, this is exact method or exact steps I will take or use and to help build wealth over and over again. Marissa, welcome. And Mota, welcome, and everyone that is joining. Happy Monday. If you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I'm not a doctor of medicine. I'm not Dr. Ali is, right? I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I help you turn that your income into real wealth. Right now, we're doing CSR, corporate social responsibility, whereby we're teaching people how to build wealth because Ghana, they've told us one thing: go to school, get a job, and of course, get a house, and of course, start funding your lifestyle. But how is that building wealth? That is not the strategy to build wealth. It's just you funding bills. That's if that's all that you do with your income. How then do you build wealth? That's what we want to talk about today because you trade your time for money. That is, what do they call it? Modern day slavery. But guess what? If you want to gain freedom, financial freedom, it is for there are processes, there are steps that needs to be followed, and that's what we want to talk about today, which is the wealth blueprint. Let's tap out the live, invite your friends over, share out the live, press my forehead, make sure you click on the follow button and join the $1,000,000 League. As a matter of fact, this community is called the $1,000,000 League. The reason why we call that, it's the people changing the status quo. One T, welcome to the $1,000,000 family. We are changing the status quo. Right, we're changing the status quo, saying that, challenging the status quo, saying that go to school, get a job, and of course, buy a house and fund the lifestyle. And that's it, walk to 65, and guess what? Die right after, maybe 10 years, 15 years, die after. But then there's life more than that. Here we talk about a life that is of purpose. Money is just a tool. Tyler, welcome in. Money is just a tool. Money is just it's just a tool to help you gain financial freedom. If all that you do with money is to fund lifestyle, pay bills, right? That is not the life that is designed for you. The best life is the life that you're making money even in your sleep. It means that you don't even though you trade your time for money, you also have all the ways of making money. You're making your money work harder than you do. So welcome here. It's all about financial freedom. And make sure you click on the follow button, join the $1,000,000 League. Make sure you click on the subscribe button for those of the people in the YouTube community. Welcome, each and every one of us today. So yesterday we had a conversation about family and finance, right? It was pretty explosive. We had over 2,000 people come through, right, where Dr. Fatima was teaching about scholarships. We're teaching about how to increase your income, because that's part of it, right? But then today we're talking about the wealth blueprint. What is that blueprint? How do you gain financial freedom? How do you how do you have generational wealth? A wealth that is beyond you, that lasts beyond you. Even the Bible says a wise man he leaves inheritance for his children and his children's children. But these days, we have not even taken care of our bills, talk less of even building generational wealth, talk more of even talking about financial freedom, right? So that's all that we're going to be talking about today. For instance, if I lost everything today, or if I had to rebuild right now from ground zero in 2026, this is the exact blueprint I would follow. This is not theory. This is no hype. This is the exact order. And I guess 6, 7, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but make sure you click on the subscribe button. Welcome in and congratulations joining the $1,000,000 League. This is the community of millionaires, right? People that are trying to build wealth the right way. Build wealth the right way. Guess what? If all you do is what? And let's tap out the life. Let's tap out the life. Let's share the life. And for my YouTube community, make sure you don't not forget to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you see my latest videos, long videos on Sundays. And my TikTok community, make sure you are tapping out the live. Make sure you click on the follow button so that you understand when we say that the wealth blueprint, does it mean that your income? Absolutely not. It is not. Because that your income, what did they tell us? Take that your income and fund lifestyle, right? That's what it says. Take income, fund lifestyle, and of course, do this over and over again. As a matter of fact, from age 20 to age 65. That's what we're told to do, right? Right? Go to school, get a job, and of course, start funding that lifestyle. Do it every single time. And that's what they call paycheck to paycheck. Another name for it is hamster wheel. Another name for it is rat race. Well, this is a good thing, right? Because I'm not one of those coaches that will tell you, oh, despite your income is bad, everybody become an entrepreneur. No, that's not what I teach here. I teach financial freedom, but with proper steps. As a matter of fact, my day job, I'm a vice president of technology. So, but what I teach differently is, what do you do with that income? Right? If all that you do with it is pay bills, that is you just funding bills. That's all you're doing. You're trading your life to fund bills. But what do you change? Take that your income, fund your lifestyle, like all of your bills, because you're human, right? I'm very logical. You're human. You have to pay bills. You have to eat. You have to pay rent or pay mortgage. You have to do all of that. But guess what? Do not use all of that on that, right? Do not use all of that on bills, because that is what is called the trap. That's the trap, right? But then what do? Take some of that income intentionally, put it towards asset that builds, that gives you something called cash flow, right? Baddest, welcome in. A renter, welcome in. Baddest, congratulations, joining the $1 Million League. Congratulations, joining the $1 Million League. And you're wondering how to join the $1 Million League? Just click on the follow button. Be here, be coachable. Yeah, it's not get rich quick scheme. You have to be ready to put in the work. I always say to build wealth is not a joke, right? There's a reason why you spend 12 years in medical school. There's a reason why you spend 4 years in college, right? Because it's not a joke. It's serious business. If you want to build wealth, change what people work from age 20 to 65 and retire, and they do not even get to $1 million status. But with $1 Million League, this community, we're saying that you're going to get to $1 million status in 10 years or less. And yes, I mean it, 10 years or less. But the only thing that you have to do, you have to execute the principles. You have to be patient. We're not chasing hypes. We're not doing get rich quick scheme. Right here, you just need to follow the steps, right? Be coachable, most importantly. That's what it takes. And click the follow button and come here for and click the subscribe button on the YouTube channel as side as well. Tap out the live, be a part of this community. I tell you, you will see your life change immediately, and even in 10 years you will be like, oh, you made the best decision for yourself, and you blessed the day you came across this channel. All right, having said that, today we're talking about the blueprint, the wealth blueprint. So I did say something. If you take your income, right? It starts with your income. This income, KSD, welcome to the $1 Million family. Congratulations to you joining the $1 Million family. Clicking on that follow button and being intentional about you building wealth for yourself and your generation to come. So think about it, and let's tap out the life. Can we get it to 1,000? Can we get it to 1,000 as quickly as possible? We try to get to 10,000 within the first 10 minutes. Yeah, so let's tap it out. It's just cost you nothing, just your fingers. And for my YouTube community, just click on the subscribe button. It costs you nothing, but guess what? What you're going to gain is absolutely amazing. And you're just meeting me. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology. I'm a serial investor with double-digit real estate portfolio. I've been investing in the stock market and both in real estate for over a decade, and in the stock market for close to 2 decades. So whatever I tell you right here, that's some of the strategies that we use here. And of course, like I said, I'm a doctor of business, learned into the book, and of course, very practical in person. So I have my hands in whatever I'm talking about. I will not tell you what I'm not doing, basically, right? And that's part of the strategy that I am using, that we are going to be using in this $1 Million League. So click on the follow button and make sure, and click on the subscribe button if your goal is to become that millionaire in your family, right? Be that first millionaire, or you're already a millionaire and you want to scale, right? This is also an opportunity for you. Use the same strategy and you see yourself become multi-millionaire. This is not sugarcoating anything. Just follow the processes, follow the steps, and basically you will find yourself in there. I did not say 5 years. I did not say 3 years. You can actually do it, depending on you, right? However, right, what I say is in 10 years, you need to follow those principles. Some of it is what we're going to be talking about today. Today, we'll talk about some of it today, and you can make sure you always come back, tap out the life, and just be a part of this community called $1 Million League. And congratulations to everyone that just took a decision on their finances, saying that they also want to become a millionaire. You are doing that not just for yourself, right? Whatever you learn here, and make sure you also teach your children. So that's why you would see that I do not talk about some risky things. I will talk about things that you would learn. I teach you to fish, not give you fish, right? Teach you to fish. If you understand it, you'll be able to teach another person. You're able to teach your children, such that when you make that money, it is not squandered by kids, by your children, but they also learn it, they use it, and then they go to the next generation, at least 2-3 generations. Our quote said, welcome to the $1 Million League as well. Congratulations to you and everyone taking a decision. And then I will go straight into it. And like I said, it's the Wealth Blueprint that we are just talking about. Wealth Blueprint. What is if I had to start all over, understanding that I have already attained that $1 million status, if I had to start all over again in 2026, this is the exact order that I'm going to talk about. This is the exact order I would follow. And guess what? I will make that $1 million again, right? In no time. Following it, if you have done it before, you do it again and again and again and again. That's the way it works. So let's talk about the biggest mistake, right? As a professional or as an individual, what's the biggest mistake? Why do people never build wealth? Because if you understand the mistakes or the other side, you would understand, you realize that if you avoid that mistake, your chances of being successful is very high, right? So those are some of the things I'll be teaching you, nuggets I'll be teaching you. Understand the mistake, understand where the multi-millionaire PDM family, thank you for welcome. Oh, you're welcome here. Make sure you get your daily at me as well. Turn on notification bell, because the timing also changes, right? The timing also changes. Welcome here. It's good to have you as part of the $1 Million League. So what are the biggest mistakes? Let's start with the biggest mistake. Then we'll talk about whether, this exact step, right? Understand, the first thing is that why do most people never build wealth? Let me give you one simple one. There's something called the rule of 72, right? Rule of 72, you probably have ever wondered, how long does it take your money to double? Like I've been saving this $10,000. By the way, $10,000 to save or to blow, to finish, to waste $10,000 every day, that's $27 a day. $27 a day. If you want to save $10,000 a year, it's $27 for 365 days. So understand that. So if there's a way or whatever you're putting your money right now, that is $27 a day, think about it. That is $10,000 that you might think that you do not have. Your Roth IRA or your TFSA or your ISA in the UK, your retirement only requires $7,500, and a lot of us will say that we cannot max it out. But guess what? We are all spending so much, and we're spending $27, even more than that, on lunch, on coffee, and some other things. That's by the side. So let's look at something called the rule of 72. Now you know rule of $27. The second rule I'm telling you right now is the rule of 72. Rule of 72 simply, and I'm talking about it because I just posted it on my page. You can see the video, the latest video that I have right there. The rule of 72 shows you how long does it take your money to double. So let's say you take that $27 that I just talked about. Now that you know that it's $27, $27 in a 365 is $10,000. That's $10,000, right? How long does it take that your $10,000 to double? It takes you, just take the number 72 and divide it by the rate of return. So for instance, if your bank gives you 0.1, right? That's 72 divided by 0.1. What do you get? You get 72. That is 72 years, right? 72 years that it's going to take you to double your money if you put it in the bank account. So what is number one biggest mistake? A lot of middle class. The middle class, where do they put their money? They leave their money in the bank. Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and they say that, oh, you know what, I'm saving. But guess what? What are you doing? It's going to take you, you're just putting your money away, because inflation is what? Inflation is at 3.8%. As of about 3 weeks or almost a month ago, it was at 3.3%. Inflation is the rate at which you are losing, your money is devaluing, is the rate at which your money is devaluing. So it simply means that you're losing your money you're losing about 3.3, at least 3.7%. That's what you're losing every single year, right? That you're putting your money in the bank. So at 0.01% in the bank, what did you get? $1 on $10,000. Now let's change the scenario. Using the rule of 72. 72 divided, S&P 500 had done what? S&P 500 has done 8 to 12% in the past 30, 40 years. In the past 10 years, it's done 14 to 15%, for instance. So take that, for instance. Let's even take 10%. 10%, 72 divided by 10. How many years is it going to take you? It's going to take you 7.2 years for your money to double. So can you see the difference? You're doing the same thing. Think about two different people earning the same income, saving the same amount. One person, the money is not going to double even in 100 years, right? In 72 years, in 7,200, the money is never going to double. But there's another person that changes the entire flow and puts the same amount of money and puts it in an S&P 500, or puts it in the stock market, or puts it in real estate. I say S&P 500 because that's like the barest, minimum. You can also do IU savings account and just 72 divided. If anybody can do that, 72 divided by 5%, how much is that, right? It tells you that's going to take you about 14 years, right? For your money to double. But if you leave it in the bank at 0.01%, it's never going to double. Welcome, Tron. Welcome to the $1 Million League. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make. One of the biggest mistakes. Two things. Saving money. Most of the middle class, what do? We save money and you put money in the 401k retirement plan. And you say that that's the one that is most diligent. The most diligent middle class professional, where they do those two things diligently, right? Buy a house, right? The second thing is they buy a house, they put money away in 401k, and of course they put money in savings. That's it. And that's why the middle class stays stuck, right? And it's hard for middle class, professional, regardless of how much you're earning, middle class, to climb from that ladder to another level, because then you have to keep working. If your money is not even doubling, the barest minimum is that savings account. So that's mistake number one. Where do you put your money? Do you just leave it in the bank account? Do you just use 401k and you have forgotten your Roth IRA? Those are the biggest mistake, because you're not putting it in the right vehicle, right? Building wealth the right way, said exactly. You're not putting it, you're just saving money and you're not growing it, right? For you to be able to build wealth, your money has to grow, right? Saving is one thing, right? When I say that saving would never build you wealth, I'm sure you have heard it from so many people. When they say your saving will never build you wealth, I just broke it down to you. This is the reason. This is the numbers behind it. Because even at 0.1%, that's going to take you 720 years. At 1%, it's going to take you 72 years. That means in your almost your adult life, that money is not going to double, right? So put it in the right vehicle. But then you can also put it in the stock market, where you also lose money. Same thing I teach. I had to help investors. So, you can also put money in the stock market. There is also the risk there, right? There's the risk in the stock market, because you could lose the money. And that's why here I teach, oh, you're welcome. Here I teach smart investing. Right? That's what I teach. I am neither here. I am a moderate investor. And that's what I teach that's what we teach here in the $1 Million Academy. Because the $1 Million League, that's what $1 Million League is all about. Because protection comes first. We want to protect the money. We don't want to lose it, right? We don't want to lose it. I shared my story if I had lost $99,000 about 6 years ago. This is true, things like day trading, penny stock, and options trading. Those three are what lost me close to like 100,000. But then I figured out where those people like Warren Buffett put their money. Not investing is not an option. And extreme investing, extreme risky investing, that is also gambling. It's not until you get to the street of Las Vegas before you start gambling. If you put your money in a place, in an asset that you do not know anything about, that is you gambling your money. It's even better for you to eat your money and spend it on yourself than invest in something that you do not know, because that is gambling. Okay, so having said that, Jay, welcome to the $1 million family. Welcome to the $1 million family. So the first problem, or the first thing, is make sure you're putting your money in the right place. The next time you want to invest, or whenever you want to put your money next time anywhere, check what is the rate of return. You want to know, is it 5%? Is it 7%? Is it 10%? Is it 2%? Take 72 divided by that number. Then you know that, okay, this is how long this money that I'm putting here, this is how long it's going to take. Okay, so make sure, user, welcome to the $1 million family. And everyone, I think Marco also just joined the $1 million family. Congratulations to you joining that family. Awesome. So having said that, one of the things is, like I said, the first one is you putting your money in the wrong place. Savings will not build it. That your 401k, you only get it at the end of, at later years. The other thing is that our income does not equal wealth. Yes, our income does not equal wealth. Have you ever thought about it? Think about what's it called? All the basketballers, all those all this these the athletes. Some of them, have you ever heard that they file bankruptcy? Right? If you've heard of them filing bankruptcy, put one in the comment section. They make $1 million, they make $5 million a month, but then they still file bankruptcy, right? Have you, put one if you've heard that, is it Michael, what's this one? Mike Tyson, did he not file bankruptcy? Let's put one if you've heard that, you've heard about it. Or let's also take people that win jackpot, people that win jackpots, right? People that play lottery and you'd have probably also heard that, or more than 80% or 90% of them they have nothing left after some years, right? That's what it means. Our income does not equal wealth. Our income, let's tap out the live, let's share the live. Sharing the live means press the my forehead on the screen and share, right, on your screen, right? Invite your friends over, let them come and learn the $1 million league. Hey, Queen, and you just got your daily admin. You see the MDL right in front of her name right there. That is $1 million league. That is this community. It's a community, it's a league of millionaires. Are you a millionaire already, or you are aiming to become a millionaire? It's your goal. There's never been a millionaire in your family, right? Or you already won, right? You just also want to scale. That is this community. We follow principles and strategies. We are very serious-minded person. We're not playing around here. We read books and we take actions. Most importantly, execute. That's what we do right here. So welcome in for everyone, and for you to and this person also just joined exclusive, just joined the $1 million league. Congratulations to you taking a decision, right? These are some of the principles, and we're talking about the wealth blueprint today. Understanding, now we're starting about the biggest mistake that reason why most people never build wealth. The first one is where you put your money. If you put it in the bank, based on rule of 72, it takes forever. It takes you, in your lifetime, the money is not going to double. You put it in something as simple as S&P 500, your money doubles in 7 years, 7 years or less, or 5 years or 3 years, depending on the vehicle. If you put it in an extreme, you put it in options trading, you put it in day trading or whatever, you might also lose like 100,000 like I lost 6 years ago, because it can also be very risky. Bottom line, know where you put your money and make sure you are comfortable with it. Use that rule of 72 as much as possible. Now, so our income is the other thing that we're talking about. Our income does not equal wealth. Our income does not equal wealth. What does this mean? So it means that you are a medical doctor, you're earning $500,000. You're earning you're earning $500,000 a year, or you're earning 300,000 a year. If all that you do is you take if all that you do is you take that your income and you use it on your lifestyle is matching your income. So income is here, expense is here, right? What are you doing? Basically, what you're doing is that you're just funding lifestyle. That's what it means. And that's a very risky place to be, because you see that a lot of people, that might be the reason why they are financially stressed. Because you probably have seen someone, or it might even be you. I'm earning $250,000. I'm making $20,000, right, a month. But then, I still feel financially stressed. That might be the reason why. Because guess what? You already built a lifestyle of $15,000, and your income is 15,500. So what's your nest? Your nest is $500. Guess what? If these $15,000 doesn't exist today, it ends today, which is that income, what's going to happen? 15,000 lifestyle still remains, but there's nothing to fund it. And you might be like, oh yeah, I'm exaggerating. Guess what? 30,000 Oracle employees were laid off about 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago. Meta is about to lay off another 8,000 employees. Spirit Airline, everybody knows the Spirit deal. And I'm not trying to put fear, but that is the reality of today. It's the reality in the past, and it is the reality now. So what then do you do? Yes, we know that, okay, because it's not your father's job, right? Nobody is immune. Nobody is immune against that. But so that's the reason why you make sure that your lifestyle, it's here, and your income is here, right? This gap is what is going to help you build wealth. If your income is right here, let's assume that you earn $150,000, right? And your expense is $100,000, and you have a safety net of 50,000. Of course, I have not taken, hypothetically, we did not take tax into account. Let's tap out the life. Catapult the life. It means just, I know we are all locked in. Let's get it to 5,000 as quickly as possible. We try to get to 10,000 as quickly as possible, so that we can. That's the only language that algorithm understands. Because when he sees that you tap out the life, he sees that you get your daily at me. He sees that you're connecting and you are responding, and you are engaging. It shows that you found this as it's something that is valuable, and that's when it's going to push it more to people. The more people that comes in, the more we're also giving back. You tapping out that life is you also blessing others, because some other people, they'll come and learn this and they will build wealth. My goal is for me to touch as many lives, right? To touch as many. Thank you, Zenny, and make sure you click on the subscribe button to touch as many lives. Because guess what? If more people become millionaires, even if it's not millionaires, you gain financial freedom. What's going to happen? There will be lesser poverty. When there's lesser poverty, there would also be lesser crime, right? So we are building it might be like it's a little, but it's little drops of water that builds a mighty ocean. And when you tap out the life, when you do all those go populars, when you do the daily at me and do all of that, that is you pushing this life to the algorithm to say that you find value. And of course, as a matter of fact, if you are not a part of that $1 million league, which is this community, clicking the follow button, you'd realize that you're going to get a whole lot, because in 10 years or less, you will get to that $1 million status following this principle. But then bring along as many people. Share out the life. Press my forehead on the screen. Share out the life to your family and your friends. Invite your spouses, right? And let them come and learn. Your friends and your family. Don't be the only millionaire in your family, okay? All right. So that your income doesn't build wealth. It doesn't, right? All you do with it. So I call it the wealth triangle. So if there's anything you want to remember, now we talk about the rule of 27, right? We talked about the rule of 72. Now let's talk about the wealth triangle, right? For those that are taking, and let's keep tapping out the light. And DJ Sander, welcome. Congratulations. Joining the $1 million league. Congratulations to you. So it starts with your income. What they talk, I hope you can reach your goals. Oh, that's what we're doing here. As many people that we can bless. You are already learning one or two things, because I know you've been seated here for the past 5 minutes. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. I'm talking to my YouTube community. Bogo, thank you for tapping out the light. Let's tap out the light. Let's get it to 10,000. Share out the live. Invite as many people as possible. Subscribe, share with your friends too. on my YouTube site and on my TikTok. Make sure we're tapping out the live, sharing out the live. If you see that everybody is tapping, you see this number would go up. This number that you see here, you would see it's going to go up. Once you're tapping out the live, sharing out the live, do your daily at me. It costs you 1 penny, 1 cent right there. So now let's talk about it. There is the wealth triangle, right? At least you've learned two things. Rule of 72, rule of $27, right? There's the wealth triangle, which is the third thing I'm going to teach you today. Whenever, what they taught us in school, go to school, right? Get a job and fund lifestyle. That's all that you were taught. You were not taught how to now transition that income into wealth. That's what I will teach you today, right? What the scenario they taught you is take that income, fund lifestyle, right? That's what you were taught. Income, fund lifestyle, right? Buy a house. Take your car, get car on loan, right? Get credit cards. Of course, once you get 6-figure salary, guess what? All the credit cards they give you, you are now qualified. You have good credit and all of that is happening. But guess what? If you fall in that trap, you would remain in that trap for 45 years, from age 20 to 65. That is that trap. Now, what do you do instead? Take some of that income, fund the lifestyle, like a little bit, right? Your basic needs, your housing, your transportation, your feeding, which is your groceries, of course, and your utilities, those basic needs. But on top of that, of course, you're human, enjoy life a little bit as well, but don't enjoy it to the extreme, right? Make sure that there's also something called, forget about instant gratification and think about delayed gratification. Enjoy a little bit, and then just the same way you sacrifice for 4 years or 6 years or 10 years going to school, right? That's just the same way. So take some of the money, fund this lifestyle or this bill. Take some of this money and put it in something called asset. What are asset? Asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. So if you take asset is this, like this is depreciating, any of this thing, it's called depreciating lifestyle liability. Here is called the appreciating cash flowing asset, DLL and ACA. DLL and ACA. DLL, which is depreciating lifestyle liability, takes money out of your pocket. You know, all those credit card, all those car notes, all those things, they take things, that your shoe, that your purse takes money out from you. Now, the other thing is appreciating lifestyle asset. You put your money, the same money on it. You put 10,000 on it, it becomes $1. It becomes zero. You don't get anything out of it. But here, you put your money on appreciating cash flowing asset. You put your $1,000 on it, it could become 500,000, right? Because it appreciates, right? It's going to give you one thing. It's going to be called cash flow. You see this line right here? It's a triangle. That is your cash flow. That is your cash flow right there. So, and that's how you build it, right? So so it means that you, instead of you saying, I'm taking my income and funding lifestyle, remember it's a triangle. Now you're taking your income, you're funding a little bit on lifestyle, you're putting some of it on appreciating cash flowing asset. Ideally, and here I lose a lot of people, but stick around with me. I lose a lot of people. I always say 30 to 50% of that income. I look like Dr. Lina. Come on, I'm even still struggling. But guess what? You don't have to start with that 30 to 50%, but have a goal in mind. Have a number in mind that, oh, my goal is 30 to 50% of that income. I did it, right? I did it. Now I have the option of working because I want to work, not because I have to work to pay bills. My day job is vice president of technology. I work because I want to work, not because I have to pay bills. When you get to that stage, that is what they call financial freedom. I did not get until that, even with the vice president income for so long, until I got an understanding of this and I started putting away some money towards asset. So if you want to build wealth, the first thing first is, right, that delayed gratification, whereby you are putting some, and discipline, right? Discipline and consistency, whereby you are putting some money away. You are putting some money away. You're not just using everything to fund lifestyle, right? Because of course, guess what? If that income is not there, what's going to happen? That's just the same way. So don't wait till that income is not there. Start creating another income for yourself, right? And While you're doing that, take some of this money, 30 to 50%. So if you cannot do 30%, you can only do 10% now. Beautiful, do that 10% diligently. Consistency is key. But guess what? The day you get a promotion, remember this discussion. You're not increasing the lifestyle. You are just basically keeping your lifestyle. Maybe increase it a little bit, but you know that your goal is 30% to 50%. The gap of you had 10%, the gap of that 20 to 30%. Where is it going to come from? It's going to come from that promotion. Guess what? You change your job. Your income is no longer 100,000. It's now 130,000 because you got a pay raise. That 30,000, it's not going to go to lifestyle inflation, because guess what? It's going to go into asset, because guess what? You already have a goal in mind. 30 to 50%. It might take you 2 years. It might take you 5 years to get there, but let it be a goal. Even the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, right? Have a vision. The person that doesn't have a vision, those are the ones that never go anywhere. But if you have a mission, even if you can start with 5%, start with 5% now. But then since you have that vision and you have that goal that, okay, you know what, this is the amount I want to save. I'm not there today, but I'm going to get there, right? That's it. And that's it. So you take that money, you invest it in asset. This asset is going to give you something called cash flow. Cash flow is what is here. Cash flow is my term, right? Cash flow. What is cash flow? Cash flow is the return on your investment. It's a return on your investment. So think about it. You bought a property, right? A property, you bought it, and guess what? It returns, you get the rent from that. You get rental income. You buy dividends stocks, it gives you dividends. That is cash flow. You put the money on, maybe you used to buy a car and you rent it out on Toro, or you buy a business. The business starts generating something for you. Something called cash flow. Now, when you get this cash flow, what's going to happen? Guess who is going to be laughing at this point? Remember, it's a triangle. It doesn't just go and fall this way. It's a triangle. It's a full triangle. Where's it going? It's going to the lifestyle, right? Now, guess what? Somebody takes the same money and fund the lifestyle. You take the money, you have the asset, and at the same time, you still fund the lifestyle. That is how you gain financial freedom. Remember when I started, financial freedom is the goal. Money is just a tool to get you there. That your income will not build you wealth. The only way it will build you wealth, if you do it this way, it never builds you wealth. If you want to build wealth, you have to build it following this. And in between here is called something called delayed gratification. If you can just delay it a little bit, right? Delay it for 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, or whatever, and to something that is going to build you generational wealth. Not just generational, you are even going to enjoy yourself. Work because you want to work, but because, not because you have to pay bills. So high income does not equal wealth. High income does not equal wealth. It's what you do with that income. Some teachers or some firefighters, you see them, they retire with over $1 million in their 401k. But guess what? The high income earners, any 180,000, they still do not get there, right? There's a reason, because there's one that says that, oh, my income is really little, so I need to really take care of myself and be, prudent and be frugal, right? But there's the other person that says, oh, you know what, I've arrived. Now I can buy all of the, I can look rich, I can dress rich. Yeah. Delayed gratification, financial freedom. Yes. Delayed gratification, financial freedom. And if you can allow me pin this, that would be great. I don't know why it's not allowing me pin. I don't know. But book up very, very good input right there. Let's tap out the live. Let's tap out. Let's share. Let's power share one time. Queen L, Bogo, Massive Design, P. Henry, Double Check Z, Mary Anka, Exclusive. Can we tap out the live? Can we get it to 5,000? Can we, as we go to the next one, let's tap out the live. Let's power tap. Let's power share. And if you have been here seated for 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes, right? You've been here for 5 minutes, click on the follow button, because it means that you have found value in what you want to change something about your finances. That's why you stay glued. right here. Otherwise, you would have been scroll. I mean, right? That's what happens on the FYP. Mr. Gregory, welcome in, and everyone, make sure you tap out the live. Let's tap out the. Let's get it to 5,000, and we'll go to the next one. Double, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome in. Let's tap out the live. And if you have not clicked on the follow button, what are you waiting for? Join the $1 Million League. What is the $1 Million League? Is the League of Millionaires. People that says that I'm already a millionaire and I want to, so I'm seeing some of them come through, right? I'm seeing some of the millionaires come through, right? But then you are not yet a millionaire and you are saying that, okay, I want to be a millionaire. Does this millionaires that we are even talking, do they even exist? Are they from another planet? Is my income still struggling right now? But I want to break that thing in my family. There's never been a millionaire in my family, but I want, and when I say millionaire in dollars, right? I want to be a millionaire. Then you want to join this community, not just click on follow alone. Make sure that you come here regularly and come and learn the strategies and the steps. I've told you at least 2 of the strategies: rule of 72, rule of $27. If you can, even if you have $27 a day, even if so far you have $1, it's the strategy for each and every one of us right here. Make sure you click on the follow button right there and join the $1 Million League, because that is the community of millionaires. And let's share the live. Share the live, press the forehead, and of course, share it with your family and friends. Your contact is going to come down, and then you will share with your family and friends. So, we're at 4,000. Let's all keep tapping out the live. Let's tap out the live. All right, and share out the live. Bogo, thank you for tapping out the live. Like one, welcome in. Shegzi, thank you for sharing the live. And everyone, let's share the live. Let's do it one time. Let's share the live. Let's tap out the live. Let's do it. Everyone that's here, right? And check if you have not clicked the follow button. A lot of people, this happens to them. It happens to me too, right? Whereby I'm like, oh, you know what? I enjoyed this content, but guess what? I totally forgot, because I am so locked in, I do not click on the follow button. So make sure you have clicked on the follow button so you do not miss out on what we're doing here within the $1 Million League. Welcome, everyone. And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina, and I'm Doctor of Business and Technology, serial investor with double-digit real estate portfolio. Been investing close to two decades, right? The age of Vice President of Technology, Professor of AI, Cybersecurity, and Deep Learning. So I do all of that. And of course, I still manage a family and still manage and run a double-digit real estate portfolios, plus the social media. So my plate is super full. But then we're doing this as corporate social responsibility, teaching people how to build wealth, because understanding that your salary doesn't build your wealth. It's what you do with that, your income. That's what really matters. And that's what we're talking about today, the Wealth Blueprint. If I had to start all over again in 2026, starting from ground zero, this is exact plans that I'm going to do. So we're talking about the biggest mistake that people make. One is where you put your income. 2 is your income, having a belief that your high income is going to build wealth. Unfortunately, I have to break it to you, it won't. So the other thing that we want to talk about, that another mistake that people make, and thank you all for those that are tapping the live, and make sure you get your daily admin. Want to learn more about real estate invest? Absolutely. Yes, real estate is one of the tools, right? You'll find the course if you really want to learn in depth. Go to my bio. You would see Nestude for https nestude.moneytalkwithdrLina on my bio. Click on it, you would see how to buy real estate in 90 days. Everything step by step, you would find it right there. So that's part of the things that's one of, as a matter of fact, is the wealth building accelerator. So for everyone that is a part of the $1 Million League, that is part of the strategy that you will be using, right? Either as hacking or BR strategy, or, there's part of the strategy that we'll be using to actually start building wealth, to get the $1 million that we talked about in 10 years or less. All right. So the other thing is, the other mistake people also make is random saving, thinking that random saving is a strategy. If you're just saving money randomly, it's not a strategy. It's not a wealth strategy. As a matter of fact, there's a strategy, right? You are supposed to have the 4 account system, right? 4 account system. You are supposed to have your income account where your money goes into, but it's the distribution center. Unfortunately, this is the only account, right, that a lot of people keep, right? That your Bank of America, that's where, income goes. That's where you spend money from. That's where everything happens. You pay your bills from. Everything happens in that account. And that is part of that is not a strategy. As a matter of fact, it's not a strategy. So what is the ideal 4 accounts you should have? You should have, and this is literal account. You should have your income account, which is, of course, is a distribution center by day 4. 4 days after that, your income, right? Income comes in. After that your income, it should become is almost close to zero, because it gives you what, 0.01%. So there's no reason why you leave any money inside the account. The second account that you want to have is your high-yield savings account, which houses what, 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Start with 1 month, move it to 3 to 6 months of your expenses, basic expenses, housing, transportation, feeding, and of course utilities for 3 to 6 months. This is for your emergency. This is your safety net in case the income disappears or something happens to income, right? There's an interruption in your income. Guess what? You can still take care of your family, right? That is an emergency fund, which you put in an high-yield savings account. High-yield savings account give you about 3 to 6%, 3 to 5%. So like a Capital One will give you 3.3%, like a Vero will give you 5%, a SoFi will give you 4%, or just go on Google and check top high-yield savings account in 2026, May, or June or whatever, and you will see the rates there. Read the review, make sure that whichever place you're putting your money is FDIC insured, right? Such that if they fold up or whatever, it is backed and your money is insured, you're going to get your money up to $250,000. As a matter of fact, I don't know why you want to put $250,000 in an high-yield savings account. So that's on the side. So that is the second thing. The third account that you need to have is what I call your bills account. Your bills, or your spending account, everything together. So remember what we talked about your emergency fund, your utilities, all of that, right? Plus, of course, there's some other kind of, subscriptions, all of those kind of bills that comes, right? Your basic needs, right? This is the one for the month, right? The bills for the month. Your rent is going to pay your mortgage, all of that for the month. These for emergencies, right? Is going to just sit there for emergency. You're not spending. But this one would also become zero, because once you pay the bills every single month, it becomes zero until the next bill again. Then the fourth one is, I call it the wealth account. This is the only one that builds money for you. This is the only one that grows money for you. The emergency fund is for protection. This is income account, protection. And then the third one is spending, your lifestyle, call it lifestyle account. Then the last one is the wealth account. This one is split into 4 different accounts. 401k, which a lot of people would have if you have a good employer, right? Then I always also add your Roth IRA, right? Roth IRA is a tax advantage account, such that it's tax at source, such that it grows tax free. So it means that, if your money, you put 100,000, it becomes 1 million. Adeba, you're welcome to the $1 million family. Welcome to the $1 million family. Yeah, if it becomes your Roth IRA, you put it in Roth IRA, right? Your money becomes 100,000, becomes $1 million, and yes, it does become $1 million. Take the rule of 72. You understand how it becomes $1 million, how long it's going to take to become $1 million. You'll be so surprised that even in less than 10, 20 years, it becomes $1 million, depending on where you put it, right? So put a Roth IRA. By the time you want to take your money at retirement, 59 and a half and above, you get your entire 1 million. It's not going to be taxed. 401k, because it's not taxed at the source, 401k will be taxed later, right? The 401k will be taxed, when you want to take the money out. There's going to be capital gain taxes, right? Roth IRA, we have Roth IRA in the US. We have TFSA in Canada for my Canadians. For my Europeans or in the UK, there's ISA. That's the equivalent. 7,500 is what you can put here in the US. I think in Canada, it's about 7,000. I'm not sure what it is in the UK, but just check it. ISA, ISA, right there. And if you're in Africa, I know that there's the pension and there's the retirement. You want to make sure you fund it, Gone are the days when you are waiting on Social Security. Gone are the days when you are waiting on your children as, as your retirement plan. Yes, they would give you, but it's just going to be a supplement because they also have their own bills. Imagine if you are already, you're already crunched with bills right now. Now imagine with inflation at 3.8%, guess what's going to happen at that time? So that's why you do not wait, right? Do not wait. Just start putting some things aside. Your Roth IRA, then that is $625 a month, right? $625 a month right there. That's about less than $20 a day. $312.50 every 2 weeks if you are paid every 2 weeks. Then the third wealth account that you want to have, that a lot of people, including the smart investor, including myself at some point, it's HSA. We always miss this. HSA is health savings account, which is, if you have an high deductible account and it's for your health. So you can use it to pay medication. You can use it to pay for health, anything health related. That's what you use it. Why is this one very important, or why is this one very good? It's a triple advantage account, triple tax advantaged account, because when you put the money, it's not taxed. It grows tax free. When you take out the money, it's not taxed as well. Yeah, so you want to have that because, of course, as you grow older, your body requires all of those attention as well. So you want to make sure that you also have your HSA as well. Then the last account is every of the one I've talked about. It's either you can only take it at 59 and a half beyond, or you can use it for health. But the only one that doesn't have restriction is your brokerage account. So you want to also have the brokerage account, and this one you can take it out at any time. However, you pay capital gain taxes. I rather pay capital gain taxes if I'm getting a solid interest on my money every single paycheck. So those are the accounts that you need to have. Guess what? If you do not have it structured this way, start working towards it. As a matter of fact, for all of the people that have joined the $1 Million League, click on that follow button. I tell you, I recommend this. Try this for 3 months to 4 months, or 3 months to 6 months. I mean, this is almost the end of the year, right? Yeah, it's already, I said it, almost the end of the year, because summer is going to be, before you know it, summer started, before you know it, August is already here, and we know then we are thinking of Thanksgiving, and by to 2026, we're saying, welcome to 2027, and you are still on your new year, new me, then, yeah. So now is the time you start taking action. Do this for the rest of the year, these accounts, and see the structure. Then if you see that it doesn't work for you, all well and good, you tried by next year, but I know for sure if you tried, you will come back to say, Dr. Lina, thank you so much, because your money is going to have clarity, your money is going to have direction, and then you see that you start building wealth. And thank you all for tapping out the life. Can we get it to 10,000? Can we tap out the life? I know we are all locked in. We're all locked in. Let's tap out the life. Let's invite our friends over. Press out my forehead on the screen. All right. Share out. You see your contact. Share out with them. Tap out the life, and also get your daily at me. It's 1 penny. 1 penny. That is you investing in this community. 1 penny. Make sure you also, if you've been sitting here for more than 5 minutes, right? Get your daily at me. You've clicked on the follow button. Get your daily at me. It costs 1 cent. So if you see it right here, right, that is daily at me, and that shows that you are a fan of this community. And then if you have also been sitting here for more than 5 minutes, make sure you click on the follow button. Congratulations to that person that made the purchase maybe the name is going to come through. Congratulations to that person that just made the purchase. Congratulations to you. Some of those things that we're talking, you want to buy real estate, you want to buy smart, you want to buy ETF, because rule of 72, ETFs and all of those kind of things. Right now, it's at everything that we have in the store. It's at a discount. It's at I would say discount. It's at the CSR, corporate social responsibility rate. Some of them are like 10% of the price, right? So you are getting 90% discount. Some of them at 80% discount, right? Because this is CSR. As a matter of fact, we have the Wealth Building Academy that's going to be happening in June the 6th. It is free, but registration is required. We already gone past half of the class. We only have 100 people, 100 capacity. And once that gets to be filled, it is, right? We have At least 4 doctors are coming that we're going to be teaching on, non-medical doctor, PhD holders, like Dr. Fatima that taught us yesterday will be there on scholarship. She's the director, executive director of admissions and admissions, graduate admissions and scholarships in the top universities in California. Dr. O is the Chief Information Security Officer and teaches AI cybersecurity. It will also be in that training, right? Dr. O is a clinical therapist that will be coming to teach. She has her own private practice in New York, the out of New York, and she would also be coming to teach. She lectures in 7 different universities. These people are coming to teach you. We're still waiting on the Chief People Officer, Dr. Fofo, to confirm. That's HR, right? To confirm if she's also going to be coming. So we have multiple chiefs and executive directors, and then we have Dr. Aminu, who is the owner of his own clinic, right? So for people that want to go into the medical line, so you want to think of how to increase your income. If that's your goal, right? I increased my income by $30,000 about 15 or 14 years ago, 16 years ago. Can't remember now. By just with $500, did not go back to college, pivoted from corporate finance and moved into technology. Did not get an additional degree until maybe 6 years later when I went for my master's and I pursued it all the way to the doctorate level. And that's why I am here, right? I'm able to tell you about, as a doctor of business and technology and also as a serial investor. $500, 5 months was all that it took for me to increase the income. So if you want to learn how to increase your income, maybe you're trying to get to that 6-figure salary, right? That's the part of the goal of this training. We'll also be talking about things like trust, probate, LLC, all of that. We'll also be touching on smart investing, emphasis on touching, right? Smart investing and real estate, because we've also done some trainings on that in the previous month, and we did it for free. Like I said, free, but registration is required. Registration is absolutely required for each of those training, because we only want serious people that are intentional about building wealth. Building wealth is not a play. And let me just show. Building wealth is not it's not a play. It's not for everybody, by the way. It's not for everybody. It's not everybody that wants to build wealth. But if your goal is to build wealth, make sure you click on the follow button, which is just click on the follow button. Race Catherine just joined the $1 Million League. Congratulations to you. Yeah. And because this is CSR, all of those people combined together, all those people that I'm talking about combined together, 1 hour of their time, I tell you, you're going to be paying $20,000, because all of this different professional, right? Dr. Fofo alone, for her to speak is about $5,000 an hour. So, but they are all doing corporate social responsibility right now. Dr. Fatima, the same thing. For you to have a chief of 2 chiefs of different companies, it means that it tells you something. And people that own their own private clinics, you know what that means. So if you want to take advantage of that right now, see, you find it right here. It's nestyou.me/Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Click on it. It's going to bring you right here. Click on open anyway, because it's going to try to keep you here. If it's going to open. And then that's it right here, the Wealth Building Academy. That's it right here. It's free. Click on it, register. It takes you less than 2 minutes, less than like 30 seconds, really. Put your name, your phone number, that's all that it requires, and register. But if you know you will not be there, it's on June the 6th. If you know you will not be there, we have very limited class, limited seat. So do not take another person's slot. Just, you know that you're not available, right? But I recommend that everyone that wants to build wealth, it's a wealth building academy, right? It's an academy, right? So that's why I'm not the only one teaching, but there are multiple people, right? We're building knowledge of multiple people. And someone that asked me earlier, you want to start investing in real estate, you will find it right here. How to buy real estate in 90 days. It's not just how, it's the beginning, how to identify if it's a deal or not, right? Is it in person? It is on Zoom. It's not going to be on any, because we have several community members. So my YouTube community, and my Instagram community, Facebook, Snap, everybody will be there. Their own community is going to be, Dr. Fofo even have a much larger community. So you want to take advantage. It's going to be live, right? It's not going to be right. It's not going to be, how do I put it? It's not going to be in class. It's in class but virtual, right? It's virtual in class. It's live virtual training. June the 6th. It's going to be at 12 noon Central Time. June the 6th. So you do not want to miss that. Take advantage of it. Dr. Fatima was here yesterday during the family and finance. So she just gave, that's just something, right? And yesterday was explosive. Like how you can, even from ninth grade, you can start applying to the unit, to the colleges. If you are doing your masters, how you can get scholarships, all of those things were the things. So goal is, how can you increase that income without you taking college debt? That's it, because I do not encourage that. It starts with your income. Remember, I teach 4 pillars of wealth creation. It starts with your income, except you have an inheritance or you want a jackpot. It always starts with your income. If this income is high, the next thing is for your expense to be low. Then we can now talk about investing. Then you can now build wealth. But if here is zero, then there's nothing. There's even nothing to even. So that's why we need to focus on the foundation. Remember, I said I teach you to fish. I don't give you fish. I teach you to fish. So if you understand that, we would also talk about 5K hustles, right? So you don't want to go back to increase your income. You don't want to take skills. You don't want to take additional skill set. You don't want to do that. But then, you know what? You want to supplement your income, right? 5K side hustles that you can do. Things like rental arbitrage. Things that you don't know, we would also put it out. Like I said, these are things that people pay thousands and thousands of dollars for, once it's packaged. But guess what? They're doing it. Like I said, it is corporate social responsibility. We are doing it for free. And that's why you see all of those prices that you see right now. You see that you want to learn how to buy ETF from start to finish, how to open the account, what to do, the step by step, which one should you buy based on your age, the risk, and so many other factors. You would find it in the Smart Investing workshop. Right now, it's your launch money. There's a reason why it's launch money, so that we are not giving it for free, because we've understood that if you get it for free, you don't value it. That's the only reason why we put it at launch money, $27. Remember, $27 is $10,000 in a year, right? That's the reason for that, $27. So you want to take advantage of it right now. Guess what the regular price of that is? It's $297. $297, but you are getting it $27. How much is that? That is less than 10% of the price. That's what you're getting. So just to bring it to perspective, real estate, how to buy real estate. Real estate, it pays you in 7 different ways. Cash flow, appreciation, equity, use of other people's money, leverage, tax the benefit, right? Real estate I did the training 13 years ago, 14 years ago. Started with, paid $1,000. That's what I paid. I did not even include property management. Here you have property management, how to identify a deal, how to know this is a good deal, everything, how you can buy it in 90 days. That's all that you take. Financing option, you are in a place, where in a city that is not landlord friendly. How do you handle it? What are the different strategies? Real estate as a business. How do you are not even a slave to your tenant? You find it right there. Guess what? Right now is at $79.99. Guess the regular price. $49.97 is the regular price. So that's not. It's not even the 97 on top. It's 79. It is just a CSR. Guess what? It still doesn't change. And I tell you, this price is just for a limited time. Once the CSR time is over, it's over. And then it still doesn't change the content there. It's a course. These are courses, right? It's self-paced, pre-recorded courses whereby you can play it over and over. You pay it, you buy it one time, but you have lifetime access to it. One-time payment, lifetime access. And guess what? If it becomes $497, you'll be regretting, or it becomes $297, you regret that. Oh, you know what? I wish I took it during that CSR time. And then there's the one-on-one. My one-on-one is typically $1,000. Of course, You know, I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor, and of course, you're going to be getting. But right now is at 199. So this is just you do not have any excuse. The only excuse for not changing your story, it's just going to be you at this point. Only you at this point. So take your time and take advantage of all of the prices that we have right there. It's not even the price of my 101. My mentorship is not even anything compared. Yeah. So, and back to, and we'll soon be wrapping up the live. We'll soon be wrapping up the live and sharing. Make sure you share out the live and tap out the live. Let me see. All right. All right. Make sure you're sharing out the live. You're tapping out the live. You're investing. Can we keep tapping out the live? And make sure if you have been here, you've been seated for more than 5 minutes, make sure you click on the follow button. Do not miss out on the $1 Million League, right? $1 Million League, because the tips, we've talked about the rule of 72 today. We've talked about the rule of 72. We talked about the $27 deal. We also talked about what was the other thing that the wealth triangle, right? The other thing that keeps people, the mistakes that people make, lifestyle inflation. Everybody knows about that. Income increases, so is your lifestyle as well. So at the end of the whole thing, you have nothing left to save. Talk less of now investing. Another thing is no system. Then the last thing is that no asset ownership. Remember, it's a triangle. You're supposed to have asset. Asset is the one that puts money back into your pocket. It gives you cash flow. It gives you cash flow. So I just want to ask this question. Do you have a wealth plan? Or you just have a good intention? Wealth plan or good intention? And let's keep tapping out the live. Wealth plan or a good intention? Do you have a wealth plan? And we'll soon be wrapping up the live. Let's keep tapping out the live. Do you have a wealth plan or a good intention? Wealth plan or a good intention? Welcome, Kids Avenue, and everyone that is just joining. Welcome. All right. Thank you for tapping out. The Queen, do you have a wealth plan or or you just have good intention? Right? Or anybody that cares to listen. Oh, and Sir Dennis, welcome in. Thank you for the daily admin. Make sure that you good intention. Yes, you need to have a wealth plan. It's very important that you have a wealth plan. And welcome to everyone that just joined. This is the $1 Million League, the community of millionaires. So if your goal is to become one, right? If that is your goal, or you never believe it's going to happen, click on the follow button and see if that ever happens. Okay. So welcome everyone right here. This is and I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business or Technology, helping professionals turn their income into real wealth. Today it's about, if I had to start all over again, how do I build wealth? What are the exact steps, the exact blueprint that I'm going to use to build wealth? Welcome in. So one of the things that keeps people from the biggest mistake is no asset ownership. You know, you have to have a system, you have to have asset. Those are strategies that you have to use. Now, let's quickly talk about, and like I said, I will soon be wrapping up, you know, the exact wealth order. Number one, right? Number one is increase your income. It always starts with your income. And like I always say, if all that you're doing with you're not, if you don't even have income, right, you need to figure out how to have income. And that's what we're teaching in the Wealth Building Academy. Figure out how to increase your income, right? So that's one. How do you increase that income? Number one is salary negotiation, right? Salary negotiation, have a side income, right? Get additional skills, right? That's everything. We'll be talking more about this in the Wealth Building Academy in June. And also, please take note, we'll have the Mid-Year Money Challenge in Money Reset in June as well. Every day of June, there'll be actionable steps for you towards you resetting your money. So all of those leakages, we have to close the leakages, because guess what? The end of the year is around the corner. And if you do not take action, you just realize that 2026 also went by. The things that you said, oh, I would do since how many years? Where is it? Right? All those your new year, new me. Where are we? We're going to be bringing all those new year, new me out, right? Especially when it comes to your finances. We're bringing those goals out, and then you're looking at it. Where am I at on these goals? Am I achieving these goals? But then beyond that, we're going to be having every single day, right? Looking at your statement. What is your goal in terms of asset? What is your income? What is your expenses? Subscriptions that you are not using. We're going to be canceling all of that. You only have Netflix. You have Hulu, but then you have Hulu. You have Netflix. You have the regular channel. You have all of this. But guess what? You are working 20-hour shift. Who is watching it? You're just basically working to pay subscription. So you're going to look at it and you're going to cancel it. Those are some of the things that we'll be doing in June. Okay. So you want to make sure you be at alert. Don't even miss out on that. Click on the follow button. Then we'll talk about the side income as well. Monetizing your expertise. You see, that one is very important. The same way Dr. Lina is talking about my knowledge as a doctor. I'm talking as a serial investor. You can also, there's something that your employer is paying you for, right? Your employer is paying you for something today, right? That thing that is paying you, is there a way you can monetize that? Because a lot of time people will be like, oh, I don't have anything. But guess what? There's something that because your employer it can be as little as flipping burgers. How to flip burgers, I don't even know. It could be as, some people work in McDonald's. They know how to do it, right? It can be, okay, all of those kind of things. It can be, you are an engineer. You can just little things and that you can actually monetize. So that's one, increase your income. Then once you increase your income, the other thing, or just work towards it, the other thing that you can do is, the other thing you need to do is fix your foundation, build your financial fortress. I talked about the 4-account system that you need to have. You need to have your emergency funds, right? You need to debt clean up. As a matter of fact, I will give you another one today. This might be the last tip that I will give you today. This is the steps to wealth building. If you miss out on one out of this, or you do not put it step by step, layer brick upon brick, you might be financially stressed. One, it starts with your income, right? That income, please type for me. Type what? Exclusive. Type what? Type what? Take a pen and take it down, or you can be typing it for everyone, right? There's no way I can be typing and I can be talking. Come on, I'm giving you all this for free, right? And then you want me to type again? Come on, exclusive. You tap out the live and type it at the same time. That's what you do for this community. You are in $1 million league, right? If you click that follow button, then you do it for us. Thank you. Yeah. So the first one, you have your income, right? The first thing, you have your income. Once you have your income, the next thing that you need to do is you fund your emergency fund. Start with 1 month, and then you increase it to 3 to 6 months of your income. I already talked about what that emergency fund is earlier, right? What you go into there. Then the third one that you need to do, the third thing that you need to do after you have done emergency fund, the third thing you need to do is your high interest payoff. Any debt that is above 10%, any debt, all those credit card, all those payday loans, mortgage is not inclusive here, right? All of that needs to be paid. You need to focus on it. How do you pay it off? You can use snowball method. You can use avalanche method. You can use what's the other one? You can use debt consolidation. Any of those methods that works for you. You can come back another day if you don't know what this is. Come out another day. I mean, I will talk about it at some point if you do not understand that, right? Because we'll soon be wrapping up the live right now and we'll not have the time. So any of those methods, or you just go on Google and check confirm what I said. But the first thing, income. Second, you start funding your emergency fund, 3 to 6 months. Pay off high interest debt, okay? Pay off high interest debt. And then the last thing, once you pay that off, then the next thing that you have to do, or the final thing that you need to do, is going to be your you now start building, start investing. Guess what? A lot of people jump from income to start investing, and that's part of the issue. That's part of the issue. Remember, I said it's about systems, right? It's about system. If you don't have those kind of system and structure in place, you see that you struggle when it comes to wealth building. But follow this step, and you might be like, okay, so Dr. Lina, are you saying that I should, before I even start investing, I have to pay your debt? Yes, absolutely. You have to do the debt payoff because, oh, Bessom, welcome to the $1 million family. Welcome to the $1 million family. Yeah, this is the $1 million league. Do you see that name behind coin? That's $1 million league. It means the community of people that are the community of millionaires. So people then, what does that mean in plain English? People that want to build, get to that $1 million status in 10 years or less. People don't achieve it in 45 years, working from age 20 to 65, but they never get there. But here, that's what we're changing. This is what did I call a force. This is a motion. Is beyond the TikTok community, is beyond each or any of the social media platform. This is what we're changing. We're changing what the society puts in us to say that we can do it, and we are doing it absolutely. And congratulations to my friend Willie P. Welcome to the $1 million league. Also get your daily at me as well. It's 1 penny. So once you have that, it shows that you are a fan of this community. It shows that you're a part of this community. You're now a $1 million league. And make sure you also turn on notification bell, so you know whenever I go live, because we also have the family and finance we have the family and finance every single Sunday, which you do not want to miss. It is a panel where we talk about everything and anything about, finances in marriage, kids and finances, building legacy, extended families, impacts of extended family on, families, on the family finance. All of those kind of things are topics that we talk about. So make sure you get turn on the notification bell right there, and of course join my YouTube community as well. It is Money Talk with Dr. Lina, which is DRL. Doctor is DR and Lina is LINA. So you don't want to, because they are long form videos. As a matter of fact, the latest video was uploaded yesterday. So, and it is a very, very amazing video that it's very, not amazing, I would say educative videos that it's going to help you, right? 10 minutes video long that it's going to help you, that you can watch at your own self pace. All right. So that 4 accounts, that's how you build wealth. So what I was saying something, and this is, I was saying something earlier, the income, then you fund the life, your income. Then the second thing is that you emergency fund. The third is for you to pay high interest debt, right? Then after that, you can start investing. What is the first investment that I always say? I always talk about ETF, right? ETFs will help you to build your capital. It has easy entry. It's almost safe. It has returned. It's example of one. One of them has returned close to, in the past, averagely returned 8 to 12% in the past 30 to 40 years. Averagely in the past 10 years has averaged 14 to 15%. So it means that your money can double, right? Even at 10%, your money doubles in 7 years. At 14%, 4 years, or even 3 years, you can do 20% and all of that. Save, and of course, it's something that has trend and data. If you want to learn everything about it, you find the link in my bio, nestu.me/Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Smart investing, and like I said, everything right now, it's at a discount. Wealth Building Academy is also coming in June. It's free, but registration is required. Smart investing, real estate, those are tools those are assets that I talk about. The second asset, so once you build your capital, because once you build your capital with the ETF, you take that capital, once you have the capital, then you put it into real estate. Real estate is the one that pays you in 6 different ways. 6 different ways. You get cash flow, equity, you have appreciation, tax benefit, you have, what was the other one? Use other people's money. And then you also use leverage. When it comes to ETF, If you want to buy ETF of $100, you better have your $100. If it's 50,000, you have to have 50,000. But when it comes to real estate, 50,000 you can be able to buy property worth 200,000. Who has assets in 200,000? You. And then you're wondering, but then there is the 150,000 debt. This is the only time that we encourage debt, because that's good debt. Because that 150,000, who pays it? A tenant, not you, right? And who owns the property? You. Who, and property doubles its value every 10 years. So with that, your $50,000, somebody else is paying the mortgage. In 10 years, that person probably had paid 50,000 out of your mortgage. So you probably owe maybe like 10,000, 100,000 after that. But guess what? That property is going to worth 400,000. So guess what? We only put in 50,000. You already have, by year 10, you already have how much? You already have more than 300,000 in the property, because somebody else is paying the money. You're using the bank's money. And guess what? If anything goes wrong, you see all those interests. A lot of people would say, oh, you know what? I don't want to buy real estate because the interest is this, because of your property taxes. Guess what? If you have W-2, all of those property taxes, you claim it as taxes. You reduce it. To give you a perspective, like somebody like myself, as a vice president of technology, also a professor teaching AI cybersecurity and deep learning, that's double income and maybe more, right? That I'm not even talking about. Guess what? I still got over $20,000 back in taxes, like tax return. Like when I filed my tax return, I got $20,000 back from IRS. Yay! 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 Yes! Yes! I got 20,000. Yes, that is because, but normally, guess how much I would have paid? I will be the one paid. As a matter of fact, my friend who turned my client did it for 2 years. Year one, her taxes was 70,000. Year one, her taxes was 60,000. I'm not saying the one that she's paying monthly. When she filed the taxes, when she was done, file taxes, this is how much she has to still pay back. 70,000 year two. And you're like, yeah, do people make money? Like, yes, absolutely. People make crazy money. You are the one that's why you need to come and learn how to increase your income, right? Don't think people make hell of money. And then the year three, after we had a conversation, she said, I'm making more money this year than my past 2 years. This year I cannot afford. And then guess what? With the strategy was go buy a property. She bought 2 properties. To tell you how much she's making, she bought 2 properties. Both of them, she bought it cash value. Each of them. Each one was at least $300,000. So it gives you an idea of how much. Guess what? That year, her taxes, even though she made more money, her taxes went down to, she only paid 10,000 thereabout. A little bit change or a little bit less than 10,000. That's what she paid. So that's what real estate. So the other years she had literally paid she has literally paid IRS $130,000. That's enough to put towards down payment for 2 properties, right? That's it. That's the beauty of real estate. And a lot of people don't talk about it enough. A lot of, there's a reason why they would say that all of these big companies are buying properties. They're saying, and they're putting a cap on what do they call it? Organizations. They're putting a cap on the organization. That's the latest law on what they can buy, the number of a single family home that they can buy. If it's not a profitable business, why are the organizations buying it? Companies like BlackRock and all of that. But then they tell people, you know what? Go and be renting, rent versus buy. Come on, you are just in the world of your own. But then for those that are part of this community, $1 Million League, real estate is going to be part of what you do, because I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. And I tell you, one of the best things that have happened to me is that. And right now, part of the reason why I'm gaining financial freedom is thanks to real estate. ETF does its own thing, which is, of course, the rule of 72, doubling your money. It doesn't require effort, right? Open the account and do everything. You set it up one time, you're good to go. It is passive. Real estate is semi-passive, is active passive, right? Dependent, right? Because, of course, you have to get the house fixed. If you need to fix the house, you have to put it in the market for rent. You have to do at least inspection from time to time. Things can break and all of that. So Those are the things with real estate. But guess what? It beats ETF hands down. So far, so good for my own data. I built hundreds of thousands here. I built millions here. So, and that's why I can't tell you. But guess what? There's something what that is called diversification. So there's never like, okay, you stay on one side or you stay, which one is better? It's everything. You have this, because real estate can go down, slow down in a year. But guess what? Real estate is doing well because right now we are on the market is on the highest it has been, right? So it's at the highest it has been, even though the economy and inflation went to 3.8%, which is pretty confusing. But guess what? It's economy, right? So yeah. So and that's how you build wealth. Then transfer it. And then when I talk about diversification, ETF, real estate, then you also focus on buying businesses, things like vending machines, things like, hey, the P5, welcome in. Things like vending machines, things like, buying, I know storage facility is also part of real estate, right? But there are some other businesses, you can also, who says you cannot buy McDonald's? Who says you cannot buy all of these places, right? But it is just your mind that you're the only one keeping it. And maybe you're the one eating the money, that your lunch money and all of that. You'll be so surprised at where it gets to. That, and I'm not that I'm emphasizing on that, but it's just part of it, right? It's little, when you put systems, you would realize that you're able to build wealth. All right. So the other thing is, I always talk about budgeting. Debt cleanup, we talked about that. Budgeting is the other one, right? Budgeting is the other one. But instead of me saying budgeting, I talk about the execution of that budget, which is that 4-account system that I described earlier. So those are some of the things that I would do if I have to build wealth all over again. If I had to start all over again, these are things and more that I would do. We're already at 3 because we already started. We started these at 1:30 thereabout ish, right? We've done 1.5 hours. So if you found this valuable, put 1 in the comment, right? We'll continue tomorrow. I might be able to talk about a bit on ETF. Make sure you if you've been here, join the $1 Million League. Click on the follow button. Click, okay, Shay. Yeah, make sure Shay said 1. Awesome. Click on the follow button, and of course, get your daily admin. And for those that Queen said 1, that's amazing. For those that did the dollar daily admin, make sure you claim your points. That's 30 points. As a matter of fact, guys, if you're new on the TikTok TikTok space, this is one of the best return on investment on TikTok. So whenever you're gifting or whatever, daily admin is showing that you're a fan, but then on top of that, you're going to claim points back. 30 points is what you get back. So it's not like you're giving it for free. You give it, but they also get 30 points back. If you do some other things, you get 1 point. You spend 1 penny, you get 1 point back. So think about investing, right? Whenever we're talking about investing, that's you investing. And of course, if you're now a member of the $1 Million League, become a fan. When you click on that daily admin, cost you 1 penny, you get the MDL in front of your name. It just shows that you're not a part of the $1 Million League, right? Make sure that whenever you come here, tap out the live, share out the live, get your daily admin. Let's always do that trio, right? Share out the live. Sharing doesn't cost you anything. Tapping out the live just costs you your fingers, right? You're learning. Right now, you're not paying me anything, and I'm giving back the best you can also do. And I'm saying this especially when it comes to something educational, because a lot of times when we are in the life that is follow for follow, we are in the life of gossips, we are very, very quick to say, we tap. We do all of that. We get to 100,000. But when it comes to something educational, and this is for those that have intentionally clicked on the follow button and you have found this valuable, it means that there's something in you that is, I found this valuable. So always come here, because whenever we are teaching educational, we're educating, we don't take the time, or we really do not want to interrupt what we're doing. So we want us to we don't take the time to say or emphasize on tap or whatever. But then please take this for anyone here today. Whenever you come to either this live or any other life that is educational, be it, we're talking about fitness, we're talking about money, we're talking about you are learning something that is impacting your mental, is impacting your brain, is developing you, right? Let's do the honors of tapping out the life so that you can encourage more educators, right? Because, more educators on this app. So I'm talking about not just me now, anyone that you see that is educating, is giving you something for free, something that is going to change your life. Do the habit of tapping out the life, share out the life, get your daily at me, cost 1 penny, gift them. Gift the life, because that's the only language that the algorithm understands. It doesn't have to be, it can just be go popular, so that they're coming here to educate you, spending their own time to educate you. And a lot of time, most of them are genuine, right? You see, it's people like Alex on the budget. You see a lot of, I think even Alex on budget already stopped on this app, because she was like, because she was showing up all through January. And I'm sure that that's part of the reason why she stopped. And quite a number of people also stopped. It's as if that people focus more on, or put more effort on things that doesn't have value, right? But things that really have value, we're not doing all of those, supporting it. So tap out the life. Whenever you come to this life, if you have clicked the follow button, it means that you're now part of this life. Whenever you get here, tap out the life, share out the life. It costs you nothing. It's because it means that you found it valuable. It costs you nothing. If you have not clicked on follow, click on the follow button. Get your daily at me is 1 penny, 1 cent. That's what it costs, 1 cent. And then make sure you claim your points back. If you can gift, do go popular. Let them go popular so that more people can come and learn. That's the only way you also give, but they're not asking you for money. Trust me, it is not, whatever money from here will never put, it doesn't compare to whatever, that I make from real estate, or it's never, it's not, there's no amount of whatever you do that's going to compensate anything, when it comes to my wealth. However, it just encourages educators, either myself or the people, whenever, just let's have that habit. So it doesn't get to a time when we get on this app and we only see jokes and educators are no longer here, right? All right. Awesome. For everybody that joined today, the community of $1 Million League, congratulations and welcome to each and every one of you. All right. And I am happy that you are a part of the community now. It's really amazing to have each and every one of you here. Make sure you are also, it would be great. I'd really appreciate also if you go on the YouTube channel as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. DR is just the same thing as you have here. I'm the same name across all board. On IG, just become a part of the community across board as well, not just on TikTok. On YouTube, subscribe to the channel. We have another form of videos there that's going to be of help to you. All right. I hope everyone said they found value. All right. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. Make sure you turn on notification bell and so that you do not miss out on the next time that I come live. I'm here between 12:30 to 3. So you catch me here and we'll talk about all the different pillars of wealth. Love you and have a good one. Ensure your money is working harder than you do. And I'll see you later. Bye.